The UFC is headed to London, and you can make a couple of quid playing PrizePicks Fantasy. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, it's daily fantasy. You come in here, you say more or less than any of the numbers you see on the screen, and if you get a couple of them right, you make a couple of dollars. It's a very easy process. It's a ton of fun, and they'll even give you free money to play. The only thing you need to do to get that free money is go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks and use promo code WWP. After you place your first entry of just $5, they'll give you $50 for free instantly in your account. I'm about to give you an entry. You can copy this, throw $5 at it, and then at the snap of a finger, you'll have $50 in your account that you can do with what you please. Go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. Use promo code WWP. Let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm going to focus very squarely on UFC. If you're an American, which I believe PrizePicks is only in America, so that's who's watching this video, you'll notice there's every other sport here, including college basketball. And this weekend really kicks off the March Madness tournament. So you can play some college basketball. You can incorporate some hoops. You can mix and match sports. Obviously, I'm going to focus very squarely on UFC London here, but mix and match as you please. By the time you're watching, some of these lines may have moved. There may be additional lines. But as I mention every week, there's always a fine balance between jumping on a line when you see it and waiting for new ones to drop. Because you might lose all your value, then get one that you like later, and it's a whole thing. So as soon as I see ones that I like, I build my entry, and that's what we have here. We're going to look at significant strikes to start off. There's only one line that I kind of like here, and it is the Shauna Bannon Moore. Her strike line is at 70.5. If you run through her fight history, that's not a very hard number for her to get to. I think she can get to that number particularly in this fight because she is fighting Puja Tomar. Puja Tomar is going to just strike with her. So we have two women who are primarily strikers that are going to strike. Neither one of them are very dangerous. This should go a full 15 minutes. So now we have somebody who has decent volume, who is in a 15-minute long fight against somebody who's not going to look to wrestle. I think she cruises past this 70 significant strikes, win or lose. You can do the more on Tomar as well. It's the same thing. It's going to be the same fight. On both sides, you're going to cruise past this number. If you prefer Puja over Shauna, then grab Puja. It doesn't matter. They're both going to get past this number. I feel pretty strongly about that. The rest of these significant strike lines are a little tricky. Nathaniel Wood was one that I kind of like normally. High volume guy, lots of strikes, but I think Morgan Charrier might be too big, and he might actually incorporate some wrestling there. Chris Duncan will strike with you, but Chris Duncan might also get slept almost immediately here. And then Molly McCann is somebody, I saw that number. I was like, you know what? Molly McCann should be able to. Then I went through her fight history. She doesn't always get to that number. Even in primarily striking-based fights, she doesn't always get to this number. And Alexia may come out and grapple heavy. So I don't love the rest of these, so we're going to stick with what we have here. If we go to fight minutes, the only ones that I was really exploring for any meaningful amount of time here was the Christian Leroy Duncan over 9.75 fight minutes. Listen, Christian Leroy Duncan is dangerous. He's got plenty of finishes. He's fighting a UFC debut, and that's what's making me question this. Like, Christian doesn't go out there slinging. He doesn't go looking for finishes. He just kind of finds them. This might be sort of a striking match that they're feeling each other out for a little while. Maybe Andre's going to look to wrestle here and there. And this could very easily go into the third round. I'm going to leave that off the table. We got a couple of heavyweights who don't typically finish. Marcin Tybura and Mick Parkin. They are both coming off finishes in their last fights. But for the most part, they're decision kind of guys. This fight might go to a decision. PrizePicks thinks it will. But I actually think the better play here is the less. Marcin Tybura has been dropped a bunch of times. I think his chin is on the way out, and I frankly think that he loses this fight, but we've got a couple of plays there as well. The rest of these we're going to leave alone. Carlos Ulberg, Jan Blachowicz, that's another one. If you're going to touch that, it's got to be the less. It has to be. I don't see it going to a decision. I think Carlos Ulberg is going to knock out the 42-year-old who hasn't been in a fight in a couple of years. Not loving any of these. If we go look at fantasy score, what I will do here is the less on Marcin Tybura. And that has been hit quite a bit. It's at 69.5. I built this entry just a few hours ago for premium members, and we got it at 71.5. And because we're playing the less, obviously 69 is less favorable than 71, but it's still just a couple of points. I think we're still good here. I think we're still good with the less because I don't think Marcin wins. And if he does win, I don't know what that is going to look like. Obviously, if he wins and he gets a bunch of takedowns, a bunch of control, he's going to cruise past this number. But I don't think he's going to win. And if he does, it may just be the forward pressure and the cage control that gets it done. I'm on the Mick Parkin side, so we're going to do the less there. The rest of these, again, I don't absolutely love. Gunnar Nelson was somebody I was considering the less on, but with the unreliability of Kevin Holland, I can't fully jump on board there. And Guram is somebody that I don't think is going to have such a wild night. I think he flat out loses, and if he doesn't lose, I don't think he's going to get a finish, but what he might end up doing is wrestling his ass off, and then that could help out his fantasy score here. So we're going to leave the rest of these alone, and then we're going to go into takedowns. What I do like here is the more for Chris Padilla. I think Chris Padilla getting 2 takedowns is very plausible. Jai Herbert's a decent striker. Chris Padilla is a very good grappler and a solid striker. I think he's going to come forward. I think he's going to strike. I think he might feel sort of the range and be like, I got to get this to the ground, and then shoot a couple of takedowns. He only needs 2. That's all he needs. And Jai Herbert doesn't have like spectacular takedown defense. So I like the more than 1.5 takedowns here. Again, we just need 2. If you think Gunnar Nelson wins, then you can do the more on him as well. And if you think Marcin Tybura wins, you could do the more on him as well. I think all 3 of these, if you think that fighter wins, the more makes a lot of sense. And of these 3, Chris Padilla is the only one that I'm very confident in winning. I picked against the other 2. I've already built this entry. Let me show it to you. And you can go ahead and see that 71.5 that we had on Marcin Tybura before that line moved. We got Shauna Bannon more on her strike line, Chris Padilla more on his takedown line, and Marcin Tybura less on his fantasy score. Guys, this is my entry. If you like this entry, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Build your own. Just get your free money. Go to WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks, promo code WWP, use a $5 entry, and then get $50 for free. $50 instantly in your account. Heading into the weekend for March Madness, are you out of your mind? $50. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks.